Growth is uncomfortable as hell, honestly. You know, a lot of times we ask for certain things from God, from the powers that be, the universe, energy, whatever your designated space. We ask for these things, but oftentimes do we really know the price attached to these things? Because everything has a price, as I've mentioned before. Do we actually know the price attached to what it is that we're asking for? If somebody asks God for patience, he doesn't put them in situations that will build impatience. If they ask for strength, he doesn't put them in situations that will allow weakness. And when we ask for growth, growth is painful, growth is discomfort. So what makes me say this? In today's context, there's a lot of things that I've been working towards in my business, and slowly but surely, they're starting to come to fruition. But one thing that, these things involve is difficult conversations. Asking for prices that maybe you're not necessarily used to. Or even in another scenario, what's sort of inspired this video is the growth I'm looking for requires an improvement of my skill set. I have a specific client who's in the e-commerce space who wants me to help out on the project, and one of those things included is like creative briefing, which basically means they want me to give like heavy insight or heavy or just have heavy involvement in the whole creative process, which is absolutely fine, but like they want the I's dotted and the T's crossed, which for me, I've not actually been exposed to that too much. For the most part, clients come to me already knowing what they need. They have some sort of content already made, and then we just get to work, which is the case here, but they just want extra information. And it's like, part of me was, I don't even want to say annoyed, but like thrown off by how much more they wanted than normal, because like we're ready to go, we've got assets, we're ready, and a lot of it is just going to be learning anyway, because with ads you just never know. Obviously you can do certain things to increase your chances of success, but I realized like the only reason why there's any level of friction right now is because my skill set's not high enough. My systems are not strong enough. I don't have the right infrastructure to make this as seamless as possible. I should have everything ready for them on a platter, able to explain everything. This should all be dialed. The only reason why this is strenuous is because I don't have these things in place already. And realizing that is like where I come back to my initial point. This whole video is that growth is uncomfortable. Growth is painful. I'm not saying that my leg's hurting or my head's hurting from what's been required of me, but there's a certain level of discomfort inside of me right now, purely because they're asking me for something that I wasn't prepared for, So it's uncomfortable. But however, at first I was, like I said, almost annoyed but thrown off. But then I realized, like, hold on, this is the growth I've been looking for. The new version of me wouldn't have the same skill sets. They would be refined, they would be improved. So this is that process. This project makes me better. I now have to think of things that I didn't typically. It exposes me to a different level of thinking in general, a different level of contribution to a project, all things that I get to internalize and take away. So this is why they say in life we essentially get paid to learn, which is what's going on here. Listen, all I can do is be grateful. All I can do is be grateful. But growth is painful. If we talk about the gym routine involved in improving your body, and maybe you have a 9 to 5 or some sort of business setup where you start the day early, that might mean going to the gym even earlier. That's uncomfortable. That's not easy, especially if you didn't sleep in a good time the day before. So that growth is painful, If you want to improve your financial situation, it probably means most of the time making certain sacrifices. things that you maybe enjoyed. Growth is painful. You just have to deal with that. You know, so many examples. If you're looking for information, sometimes it might involve reading or taking courses, which is hours and hours and hours and hours of work. It's painful. There's no growth without pain. Maybe that's what I should make the title. There's no growth without pain. I do like that one. But listen, guys, that was me just checking in. As you can see, different surrounding today. I'm in the car. I'm out on the road, but I've made a commitment to do my video a day. So this is what it looks like today. And hopefully we can just keep going day by day. But yeah, there's no growth without pain. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.